Well, the longtime leader of Cuba's Communist Party, Fidel Castro, formally relinquished power last month. In the next couple of days, the Congress will officially recognize Raúl as the head of the party. Earlier, I spoke to Tomas Bilbao. He's the executive director of the Cuba Study Group. It's an organization that promotes what it calls a free and open Cuba. I asked him if the changes underway in Cuba represented a more pragmatic form of communism.
Well, it certainly is a pragmatic edge to it. Raúl Castro has already begun to implement a lot of, some would say, pragmatic changes in Cuba's economy already. And the package of economic reforms that they're analyzing at the Congress certainly have elements of pragmatism to it. But the whole Congress is plagued with an element of contradiction. And so a lot of those more pragmatic ideas are fraught with contradictions within their own proposals. And so, frankly, I think the whole Congress, as far as what I've seen today in the opening, has seemed to be more a conference on contradictions than a new idea.
But shouldn't we be giving credit where credit is due, looking at these different steps that are
Absolutely,
taken?
Absolutely. And I'm the first to say that a lot of the steps that have taken place already are a good first step. The problem, of course, is that you can't say you want to create entrepreneurs and at the same time create a tax system that makes it impossible for them to succeed. Suggest that you want to expand the base of private enterprise and at the same time not create a price structure where they can go and purchase their inputs at wholesale prices. So there is a lot of contradictions in these measures, but the reality is that a lot of these steps I've taken are very positive first steps. What I fear is that they don't go far enough.
And from the U.S. perspective, isn't this yet another reason, looking at some of these positive steps, to end that fairly pointless 49-year-long blockade and embargo on Cuba?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons that elements of the embargo should be eliminated unilaterally. And I think that when the Cuba Study Group has always advocated for the elimination of those parts of the embargo which unilaterally hurt the Cuban people. And this is a great opportunity for the U.S. administration to look at the steps that the Cuban government is taking to increase entrepreneurship and eliminate those elements of U.S. sanctions which create obstacles to the emergence of this entrepreneurial class. It's in our interest, it's in the Cuban people's interest and in the region's interest for these people to succeed as small business owners. So we should eliminate parts of our sanctions that create an obstacle to that.
In Mexico, Marines say they've arrested the main suspect behind the murder of 100